Hi, I'm your nostalgia chick, and oh, is it Don Bluth time again already?
I'd like to propose a theory. The profitability and quality of any given Don Bluth movie is in inverse proportion to how well the Disney company is doing. This includes Pixar.
Think about it. Don Bluth peaked pretty early. His first feature, The Secret of NIMH, is not only widely considered his opus, but came out in 1982 when the Disney Animation Studio was in the pits. They were making nothing, so not only was Don Bluth in the bank, he actually got to make movies that didn't suck. They were even some of them good. So what happened? Oh, mermaid. I'm gonna get on a small pedestal and say my piece. It was not The Little Mermaid that caused the Disney Renaissance. Not really. That honor belongs to Who Framed Roger Rabbit. The Little Mermaid just put that godforsaken Disney musical 90s formula in place. So what does this have to do with Don Bluth? And hey, you say, that proof isn't totally true. After all, Anastasia made money, right? Not as much as a Disney movie, but it did make money. Yes, but let's be real here. This was Don Bluth throwing in the towel. This was him saying, alright Disney, you win. With your princesses and your musicals and your coming-of-age stories with sweeping, snarky romances, you win. If you can't beat them, join them. Copy the Disney formula and marketing strategy, and you will make money. And they did, but by God, Anastasia weren't the first time he tried. There's a teeny tiny little little blip on his radar a few years before with much more unfortunate results. There it is. Thumbelina, that saucy little whore. And in a lot of ways, this one is a much more blatant Disney ripoff than Anastasia. What was the first big success of the so-called Renaissance? Based on a Hans Christian Andersen story. So let's do a Hans Christian Andersen story. About, I don't know, wanting to be something you're not. And hell, let's make her a redhead. They even had the balls to use the same voice actress as the titular character. And goddamn if she doesn't have the same little quirk that made everyone like her in that other movie.
Your voice.
My voice?
My voice. Don't talk. Sing.
And here we get the poor man's everything. Can't afford Elton John? Well, there's always Barry Manilow. Come on, is that really the best you could... But for serious, the songs in the movie sound nothing like that.
With a girl no bigger than a bumblebee. Thumbelina!
She's a funny little squirt.
The movie starts in Paris, for no accountable reason, as none of the story proper has anything to do with Paris. And apparently during the plague years, as the population has been wiped out... Oh, Jesus Christ.
La 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 la. Hello, welcome to Paris.
You're gonna be in the whole movie, aren't you?
I love the sound of my voice.
Well, this guy's name is Jacquimo, who I guess is our asexual codependent who thrives on the relationships of others? I don't know. He gives us our theme, which seems to be about impossibility and overcoming it, and proceeds to give us some really bad examples.
Samson loved Delilah.
That ended kinda bad.
Romeo and Juliet, oh, impossible.
Also somewhat unfortunate. So he tells the story of our tiny titular, twit, about how an old spinster's biological clock went off, so she gets a special seed which blossoms into a flower, out of which, boom, fully clothed, 16-year-old, self-aware, and English-speaking.
I will call you Thumbelina.
I hate you enough to name you Thumbelina. I think Mother's a little bitter that she got the short end of the stick, so to speak, because during another musical number, she just lets Thumbelina run around with the livestock and do whatever perilous thing. That would be an awkward dinner party. So Beverly, you have any luck finding... So how is Thumbelina's plot driven? What is her motivation? Well, smallness. She's not a huge fan of this being baked into pies, but more than that, she's more eager to find a guy who won't pummel her into a greasy little smear with the sheer size of his... well...
I suppose it works best if two people are about the same size.
It's not the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean. Alright, so in the requisite What I Want from This Movie song, aside from being less small, she expresses a desire for a one true love or something. But who should be conveniently listening but her one true love, who sneaks into her room and precedes his condescending courtship. She's charmed enough by his breaking and entering to go on a ride with him, which pans out in a strangely familiar way.
Let me be your wings. Let me be your only love.
I have this weird sense of deja Disney.
I can show you the world. Let me take you far beyond the stars.
Well, by way of musical number, the two are instantly in love, as you do.
We'll live happily ever after.
Oh, much longer.
And you are?
Giselle.
We shall be married in the morning.
But romance notwithstanding, we have to have a plot, so despite the best efforts of the useless doggy, Thumbelina is stolen in the night, and like all animated heroines, she has a bit of a tendency towards fainting. Boom, unconscious. But Prince Cornelius is on the job.
What? What happened?
Quick, boy, tell us who took her! A Mexican?
Buenos días. I hope you sleep very, very good. We are the very happy family singers de España.
Okay, Spaniard frogs with tits. I mean, really now, frogs should not be in heels! And for reference, this is her voice actress. This begins a new trajectory for the rest of the movie. Thumbelina keeps getting kidnapped and used by people. Well, despite having been kidnapped by a real doll, Coom Amphibian, Thumbelina makes the mistake of revealing her new motivation.
Cornelius loves me already. I think I'm gonna marry him.
I mean, I've known him for all of 12 hours. But Madame Frog starts us on our weird moral of the movie. That is, the people who want to use Thumbelina want her not to get married. For love, anyway, because marrying for love is what naive, stupid people do.
Crabbings and the washings and the noses with the drippings and the sopas always boiling. The panes and windows falling with the diapers changing with the...
I can't really understand. Mama Frog drops the bomb that she's going to marry her frog son, which also starts us on the weird bestial turn this movie takes.
You are going to marry my son, Grande.
Everybody wants to get into Thumbelina's tiny little cotton panties. Fairies, frogs, beetles, fleas, lichen, the Dark Lord Xenu, dark matter, everyone. And she's a pretty passive player in all of this.
Doesn't anybody care what I think?
People care what a woman thinks? So the frog marriage ritual apparently entails leaving the future bride on a lily pad and going off somewhere. I don't know. We have to isolate her somehow and... oh, god damn it.
He loves you.
Yes.
Congratulations!
How many antidepressants are you on? Well, Mr. Talking Mindbird is back, and with him comes that theme of overcoming impossible things.
I must get off this lily pad, but that's impossible.
It's not exactly like you're trying to build a faster-than-light hyperspace vehicle with nothing but particle board and doll hair. And here's also the problem with having a movie about a tiny person whose main sidekick is a goddamn bird.
What?
Get on the bird.
What waterfall?
What?
Get on the bird.
I am slipping!
Get on the fucking bird.
Can you swim?
No, I can't swim!
Get on the fucking bird who can fly you to wherever... oh, or we can do it the hard way, that's fine. And now for her second bout of unconsciousness in as many minutes.
Are you really gonna marry the fairy prince? If he asks me.
I mean, that one time we met, he did seem pretty into me.
Well, then follow your heart. It will lead you home.
It's impossible.
Impossible? Nothing is impossible.
I'm sorry, we were talking about theories that would combine quantum mechanics and general relativity into a viable theory that would adequately explain gravity on an atomic oh, you're talking about your boyfriend. Alright, let's take inventory here. You have a bird, some bugs, and a fucking bird! You have like 20 fucking birds! Doing the can-can! Have a bird fly you home. Is he really such a fucker that he won't give you a ride? Apparently he is.
He's wonderful.
Yeah, he's so helpful and full of useful advice. So Thumbelina, who at any given time seems to be about 10 feet from her house and going the wrong way...
Hiya, Toots!
I want to know what studio head keeps proclaiming from on high, needs more Gilbert Gottfried. Only it has been known to actually work in other movies. You don't actually want to bone me too, do you? Invertebrates don't even have bones. But the forest economy is apparently very entertainment industry oriented and he wants her to sing at this beetle ball. So they dress her up like a Civil War era Elton John and she stands around. But promptly, for reasons unknown, she ends up in her underwear where the Beatles all start singing about how ugly she is, ending with Gilbert Gottfried smacking her on the ass. But really, how many times in life do you get to say that? All things considered, she takes it well.
I'm ugly?
And we're back out on our own again, feeling sorry for ourselves. See, this is the problem with having a movie with no singular antagonist. This thing has like 20. Oh, thank God. This movie was missing some more vague, inspirational one-liners.
Does Prince Cornelius think you are ugly?
No. He thinks I'm beautiful.
And so you are.
But if you did not have the boyfriend thinking that you are hot, woof, the mirrors that your dog face would break. So for a while, we have a bunch of stuff, mostly consisting of Jacquimo annoying random animals, but then the prince in his search gets conveniently removed from the equation by way of a block of ice. Things look hopeless for the prince until Gilbert Gottfried Beetle finds him immediately. Yay! There was a subplot where the frog made him do it. Anyway, Thumbelina's alone and afraid and uncharacteristically pessimistic.
I will never find my way home.
Say it for us. You haven't said it in at least 5 minutes.
It's impossible. 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 Impossible.
Impossible and mildly inconvenient.